Hello and welcome to another special show on the Tea and Tickers channel. We are at Watch Pro Salon 2022 and we've got a special show to focus on Sinn. Now I have a personal liking of Sinn because every watch show I go to, they're always very nice, very friendly. They have incredible watches and it's people like George here who, say hello.
Hello everybody.
Who make it such a great experience to actually speak to them about their collection and their watches. So, George, first, tell me about what you do yourself at Sinn.
Well, my name is George. I'm the sales director for international customers and end consumers for Sinn Spezialuhren, special watches from Frankfurt in Germany.
And how long have you been doing that? And what's your passion with watches? What's your involvement?
Well, I'm working in the watch industry and with Sinn around about 10 years now. In the past I was supply chain and purchasing manager. Now I'm the sales director since 6 years now. Yeah, and the company is 61 years old. We celebrated 60 years of anniversary last year. We are a mid-sized company. Around 130 people are working with us. 2 workshops, 20 watchmakers are assembling the new watches and 20 watchmakers are doing the service for watches. Yeah.
Wow, it's an incredible operation. Again, amazing. You can tell the quality of the watches. So could you run us through a bit of the history of Sinn watches?
Yeah, sure. The company was founded originally by Mr. Helmut Sinn. He was a former pilot and pilot instructor. And he fell in love with pilot watches. And that's where it starts. And since then, we grew and grew. And we are not specialized only in pilot watches. We are also specialized in diving watches. We are well known for certain technologies. One is the Tegimet technology, anti-scratch resistant technology. Some of our watches are equipped with. For example, the diving watches, the bezel of our diving watches, and all the black watches from us are always scratch resistant. One technology out of several 8, 10, 9, 10 technologies.
Well, and that technology is specific to Sinn?
It's unique to Sinn. Unique to Sinn. We have hydro technology, watches which are filled with oil. To avoid the mirror effect, which is essential for divers, professional divers, underwater and above water.
Excellent. So, I know it's a pilot watch company, but we're going to start with diving watches.
We do start with diving
as we do
watches.
things a bit different.
Yeah.
But it's just so Andy's going to talk. You're going to talk with Andy through that. Would you want to?
Sure. So, maybe we start with the U50, which I think at this stage it's safe to say it's like an icon of Sinn. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, our diving watches are called U-Series, U1, U2, U50. They are made of submarine steel. In German it's U-Boot, and that's where the U comes from. And the numbers indicate somehow how pressure resistant they are. 1 means 1,000 meters, 2 means 2,000 meters, 50 means 500 meters, and so on and so on. So we have here two representatives. The smaller one is the U50 with a diameter of 41 millimeter, and the U1 on the right-hand side, it's completely scratch resistant and PVD coated. It's 44 millimeter in diameter.
So you mentioned this one's PVD coated.
Yeah.
So typically it's a bit of a mixed response, right, in the watch industry?
Yeah.
But you're saying this is scratch resistant. Wow.
Yeah, I just showed you the scratch resistant with a normal case made of stainless steel and the bezel of the tegimented U1. And you can obviously see the difference. And what I showed you,
It's quite incredible seeing it. There's
Yeah.
absolutely no impact.
I don't understand how it works, but it's brilliant.
That's the reason why we are calling ourselves Spezialuhren, which means special watches translated to English. Yeah.
No, absolutely incredible. Yeah. So maybe then we have some pilot watches.
Yeah, we do have some pilot watches.
Let's go to the pilot watches. See that's your heritage.
You have two pilot watches. Once again, both are black, which means they are scratch resistant. So, general rule, all the black parts from us are tegimented and scratch resistant. We have on the right hand side a 856 UTC in black with a second time zone GMT UTC hand. Available with different straps, silicon, leather, metal bracelets, a typical ZIN.
It's a very nice GMT, very discreet GMT function on there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you can just about see the arrow there.
The yellow
one.
one.
Very nice. Yeah, it's very discreet. I really do like that.
Non-invasive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the left-hand side, we have a very special pilot watch, which was inspired from a former pilot for a Tornado jet, military jet. You probably do not know that in Tornado cockpits, they had a cockpit clock from ZIN, a chronograph. It has the similar design like the wristwatch now. And the pilot asked us, is it possible to have the same design from the cockpit clock on the wrist? And that's the result. We have a minute counter from the center, the orange hand. We have a bezel and a sapphire crystal, which is one piece, one unit. The same holds with the clock, which is used in the cockpit. So we tried to adapt the same functions, the same design from the cockpit clock to the wristwatch. Yeah.
So that's incredible. So this is actually like for like.
Yeah, like for like. Yeah. Yeah. Just. They're collecting. The pilot has one from the cockpit, and now he has a second one for the wrist.
That's a big one for all aviation fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge one.
100%, and it's nice to have a story behind the watch when you're buying it. You know, like it has some rich history.
Story, yeah. And if you have a look at and search at the internet, you will find a picture. Maybe hand over a picture later.
Incredible. And what movement's powering these pieces?
Between 38 to 42 hours without the chronograph switched on. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So then we move, I think, to the next collections. The Chronos.
Have a look at
So can we do the salmon doll first? This is my favorite ZIN. Yeah. Actually, those two pilot watches we just saw might change that, but before today, this was my favorite one. Yeah.
So here we have the 356 from the with the salmon dial from this 356 family, 38.5 in diameter, with a sapphire crystal on top and on the case back. We have different variations of that watch here with salmon. We have it with black
Which is more popular, the salmon or the black?
The black.
Really?
The black is more popular. Yeah.
I thought the salmon would smash it. Yeah.
Some collectors are on salmon. But
I think it's a very personal preference.
Yeah, it's a really personal.
And what type of bracelet is this style?
That's we call it fine link bracelet, which satinized like the case. We also have a H-link bracelet available, but you also can have that watch on a leather strap, different colors. You just mix and match. That's ZIN-like, yeah. There's not a fixed set of watch and bracelet or watch on strap. As you like, you mix and match and configure it as you like.
Yeah, and I'm glad that ZIN has taken that route. Always has. It's always nice to have a personalized touch to your watch, because a lot of big brands, with the big hype, you get it, you take what you get.
Yeah.
But with companies like yourself,
no, that's
you can have
different.
an actual choice.
That's different. That's something which customers like from us. Yeah, and you're always free to have the metal bracelet later. Yeah.
And this very stunning piece here, very busy, but very nicely busy.
Very busy dial, that's true, but it's a very known and very old ZIN typical like chronograph. It's from the 903 family.
It's very typical of the Zen DNA.
It is. It does have a dark blue dial. It's not black. You have to have a closer look. It's dark blue with ivory color superluminova on the dial and on the hands. Yeah.
And movement-wise, what's going on there?
We always use movements from Swiss companies. So Celita, Concepto, and La Joubert are the main suppliers for our movements. Always top and premium quality.
Okay.
No standard, no elaborate. Always top or premium quality.
Excellent. And the back?
In the back, we have a sapphire crystal, blue screws, usually fine finish. Yeah.
It's amazing finishing, right?
That is finished. Really nice finishing. This is a very nice piece as well. And this again, my favourite one.
Same here. We have.
Wow, look at that.
We have
and
a
the
nice
butterfly
finish
glass
here.
as well. Yeah.
Butterfly glass, blue screws, and a nice finish of the rotor and so on.
And what price point do these come in at?
We are starting from around about £1,100 for the three hands watches, and up to 4.5 for the cockpit watch I've just showed you a couple of minutes ago. So price range between 1,100 to £4,500.
Very reasonable, yeah. Very accessible. Yeah.
But if you have the 4,500, then you have all the technologies we are offering. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a wild card question, George. Don't
Yeah.
panic. What's your favourite one in the whole case here?
Yeah, that's the one I have on my
Okay.
wrist for sure. It's the 900 Pilot. It's also equipped with the Tegeman technology, the AR technology, which is another special technology and unique for I think the watch world. With filled with a special gas.
So what does it do? What's the AR? What's the special-
It does contain of two components. One is we have a protective gas filling in the watch just to get the oxygen, the normal air outside. We use nitrogen and to avoid oxygenation of movement parts in case moisture is getting into the case. And the second part is a little capsule which is filled with a special salt. You all know the silica bags. If you buy a mobile phone or to absorb the moisture. We use the same procedure to absorb the moisture, which eventually gets into the case by adjusting day or date. If you pull the crown pull the ground, adjust the time, then it may eventually has an exchange between outer atmosphere and inner atmosphere, and you may get some moisture into the case, and the capsule absorbs it and changes color. So from white, which means the salt is still dry, up to blue, then it's saturated.
It's an issue with your watch.
It's
Fantastic.
not an issue.
Yeah.
Then it's not an issue. Then it's saturated. I'm sorry. Then the capsule is saturated. No hurry. You take your time. Next time you have a stopover at your local dealer, they might help and can exchange. It's a normal watch. If the capsule is blue, you just have a normal watch like from any other brand. Okay, but it elongates service times. That's the story behind it.
It's true engineering. Like I think Sinan, with it being a German company, right? The engineering just makes sense to me. But it's amazing.
We are Spezialuhren. We are the engineers. We are the technical innovators. That's where we are coming from, and always technology driven, not design driven. We always say design follows technology.
Very functional, but
yep.
Because the function's so good, it looks good as well. It actually sort of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, there's always a story behind it. Somebody who came and had a special requirement, like the pilot from the Tornado jet. Yeah. So we just grab customer ideas and try to forward.
Make them a reality.
Yeah,
right?
make them. Reality. That's true.
So I've got one last question for you. What's happening next with Zen? What models do you have or cannot tell us? coming up?
There's something coming next year for sure. In springtime, several models will be presented. Some limited editions and some add-ons to our existing collection. Diving side and pilot side.
Okay.
Be
all right.
surprised.
They're going to surprise us. They're not just Tiffany blue dials, are they?
No, not next year.
not next year, maybe the year after. Okay, brilliant. Yeah. So, okay, thank you. George, do you have any more questions?
No, just thank you so much for your time and.
You're welcome.
Thank you for showing us. Yeah, I always have a good time when I speak to Zen. Always professional. They always remember me as well. Most people don't know who I am. Even my own host here forgets who I am. Yeah, co-host or host. Yeah. But thank you very much, George.
Thank you.
And thank you, Andy. And thank you very much for watching. And we will see you in the next interview.
Perfect.